William Hill Vegas sponsors Joshua vs. White on Sky Sports Box Office.
Radio Raheem here with Chris Eubank Jr. and English. For those who don't know, this is a father and son team. First of all, I've spoken to you a couple of days ago. You were all smiles. You're very lighthearted, but today you've got the game face on. I see something has changed. Has your mentality flipped over into fight mode already?
I think so. I'm in the zone. 2 days away from the fight. Now there's no fun in games anymore. Now it's time to work. It's time to do what you do what you've been training to do for the last 2, 3, 4 months in the training camp. And on top of that, I'm cutting weight. So that is nothing to be smiling about when you've got an empty stomach and at the same time you're having to deal with a man like Gary O'Sullivan acting like a child in front of you. But we're keeping things light, and I'm in the best shape of my life, and I'm ready to go.
To that end, obviously O'Sullivan's trying to try your patience, trying to get in your head, manipulate you emotionally, like you're cutting weight, it's getting close to fight time, angst are high. We noticed you guys didn't even do a face-off. Is it because you were concerned about putting hands on him right now?
Never. I'm a professional. I would never engage in a fight outside of the ring. The reason I didn't face off with him is because in one of his previous face-offs, he kissed his opponent, and I'm not going to give him I'm not giving him the opportunity to embarrass himself and embarrass boxing. So that's why the face-off didn't happen today. Will the face-off happen tomorrow at the weigh-in? Who knows? We'll see how I feel.
Coming from America, it's a pleasure to finally meet you, English, and have an opportunity to speak for you for the first time. William Hill, Vegas, has brought us here together. The two pawns have met. And when you have a fighter like this, being your son, and having raised him and shown him the ropes for so long, and then passing that kind of trainer's role over to someone else, is it difficult to let go and put your son in someone else's hands?
No, I haven't put him in anybody else's hands. I'm head of this Unity Motion, and where boxing is concerned, I'm overseeing. So taking a step back doesn't mean I've stepped out. I'm still watching. Adam Booth, the trainer, who is now a trainer who works with Ronnie Davis, who's been with Junior most of his career. He's good. I trust him. He's competent. Junior likes him. This is something that we discussed before we brought him on board. So we're happy with him. But I'm always looking. Look, having 18 World Championship defenses in 19 World Championship wins, I know things that many do not know. And it's my job to make sure that I can see what's going on, so if any mistakes start happening, I can avert them and guide him around them. So, no, I'm always in place.
Your son said that he was, or you've said that he's not like you. He's more aggressive. He seems like, you were playing with minds and able to, manage yourself in there differently. Knowing that your son has a different spirit is part of your influence, settling him down, like he just handled himself very professionally, saying he would never fight outside the ring. Is that part of your influence and something that you take, on as your responsibility?
Well, yeah, you can call that parenting. So don't do that and do this. So, he conducts himself as he should, like a proper man. That's what a father teaches. That's what also a trainer teaches. So, he knows he's not to get involved in these petty spats. The only thing that matters is what happens on the night. But what happens on the night is determined by the way you've lived over the years. And he's lived correctly in terms of his training ethic and his mindset to being a warrior, behaving like a warrior. So I'm happy with him.
Another sponsor in addition to William Hill Vegas is Creed, a film that I've seen. It's about a son following the footsteps of his father, a legendary fighter. It brings me to my question, having a father like this who has made such an impact in the sport, is that added pressure for you, inspiration? How has that affected you, not just as a fighter, but as a man growing into a professional career?
I think it's added both of those things and a whole lot more. He's achieved what he's achieved, and for me to grow up and see everything that he was doing, it pushed me to want to achieve success also in my life. And then obviously when I decided that I wanted to box, the advice, the guidance, the coaching that I had from him, it was priceless. You can't buy that type of experience. So I've used it to my advantage. Yes, there was pressures because obviously we have the same name, we're in the same sport. He's done what he's done, so people are always going to be comparing. Is he going to be able to do the same? Is he better? He's not as good. Whatever they want to say, that's always going to be there, and that is a pressure. But at the same time, I'm the type of fighter that flourishes under pressure. If the more pressure you put on me, the more I perform. So I've used it to my advantage.
All sons know that they look for their father's approval. And is there something in this sport, a goal that you look towards and say, you know what, when I get there, when I've done that, I can look at my dad and say, Dad, I've done it, I've made it, and something that would make him proud that you're reaching for?
I want to become middleweight world champion. That is the goal. I've achieved interim. I want to become a full world champion. And once I've done that, I want to defend it, and I want to win more belts, and I want to move up to super middleweight and win belts there. The sky is the limit for me, honestly. And people are talking about Gary's hungry because he's got he's fighting for his family and stuff like that. I'm hungry because I'm hungry I'm hungry to become and to fulfill my dreams, to becoming a world champion. That's my hunger, and nobody's gonna be taking any food off my plate.
And on the reverse side, fathers are often way more proud of their sons than they know. Up until this point, based on what he's already done, what's the most proud moment you've had with your son? What do you admire about him most already at this level of manhood and development?
He doesn't talk back to me. That's all the father wants. Don't talk back to the father. The father knows what the son doesn't. Am I proud of him? Yes. I mean, his abilities is remarkable. But manners, the fact that he doesn't talk back, means he's listening. And even if he isn't listening, he has the respect to know his place. And that makes a good fighter. That makes a good son. That makes a good man.
Radio Raheem with Chris Eubank Jr. in English. It's been an honor and a pleasure to talk to you, sir. A pleasure to talk to you, sir. Good luck on Saturday night. Radio Raheem with the Eubanks.
William Hill Vegas sponsors Joshua vs. White on Sky Sports Box Office.